with me today are two other Primerus attorneys as well. Primerus is an international organization composed of 180 law firms throughout the world, close to 3,000 members. We network constantly. We know each other personally. We refer clients on a weekly basis to other Primerus firms. So it's a great resource for our clients. And without saying further, I would like to have Dimitris introduce himself, and please tell us a little bit about your practice, Dimitris, and where you're based in Greece.
Thanks a lot. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to all. We are Bahas Gramatidis law firm, BGP. We are based in Athens. We are a full range law firm, the Greek representative of the Primerus organization. We cover all aspects of commercial, civil, and business law in general. And we're very pleased being part of the Primerus group. I suppose, Sakis, that after the first introduction, you give us a little bit more time to tell about our firms and so on. Yeah,
absolutely, Dimitris. Yes. Andrea, tell us a little bit about your firm and where you're based in Cyprus.
Thank you, Sakis. Good morning, good afternoon to all. My name is Andreas Mylonas. I'm the managing partner of AMG Mylonas Law, the Cyprus representative of Primerus law firms. Very pleased participating in this event, webinar. Our firm was established in 2013 and is an independent law firm providing legal services in the area of commercial and corporate, commercial and civil litigation, financial services, real estate, tax planning. Our clientele includes businesses operating both in the local and international environment. Also, our firm is heavily involved in projects related to property development, renewable energy, M&As, and cross-border transactions.
Fantastic. Andrea, thank you. And going back to you, Dimitris, can you, just so people know a little bit about what your firm does, can you tell us what your specific area of practice is, and maybe give us an example of some of your representative clients?
Thank you. Yes, very pleased to make a short introduction of our firm. Our firm goes back in the 70s. It is among the leading Greek firms, highly respected among the peers. However, what is the characteristic of our firm, and I'm going to say afterwards, the specialization field, is not our expertise, is not that we are proactive, is not that we have the knowledge, is not that we are very competing in charges, is not that we are respected and have very much experience. We believe that two are the factors that distinguish our firm from competition. Number one is that the rapport. We build relations. We build long-term relations with clients. We are interested in our clients' interest, not just being interesting, don't show to be interesting. So the first, we believe, point that I would like to stress out is the very long-term relations that we maintain with clients. The second one, equally important, is networking. We believe that we are perhaps number one law firm in Greece regarding networking. Among others, we are proud of being part of the Primerus and also of the World Law Group, which is a very significant, both are very significant organization, allowing us to offer services almost throughout the world. Now, as said earlier, we are a full service law firm. We offer we cover a variety of fields, such as commercial, corporate, credit, finance, banking, immigration, golden visa. We are number one in expertise in that particular sector, as we believe. We do very much product liability and safety, aviation law, consumer law, real estate, public sector, and also the industry sector. We cover almost all fields, apart from the traditional fields that they are dealt with by specialized law firms, such as shipping, primarily shipping, and heavy criminal law. Now, since Primerus' US originated, we are very proud of representing clients, significant brands. Everyone interested may enter into our site and have a look. However, among others, I can shortly say that we represent from time to time and on a variety of issues, depending on the case, clients such as Hyatt, Microsoft, Google, Facebook, Line, GTE, American International Group, Boeing, Motorola, Mars, Boston Consulting Group, and so on.
Very significant clients.
An indication of our clients, very few ones among many, so that not to take much time. Thank you.
Andrea, what about you? What about some of your representative clients in Cyprus and the specific area of expertise that you practice?
As already said, we are independent, dynamic, entrepreneurial, full-service law firm based in Limassol, Cyprus. Our law practice, I would say, is one of the new generations of law firms in Cyprus. It's building on delivering personal attention and unflagging dedication to individuals and corporations seeking high quality of legal services. Our firm focuses on areas of Cypriot law related to business activities and corporate law. Is committed to providing its clients with outstanding and highly personalized legal representations in the area of commercial, corporate, renewable energy, trust and asset protection. The philosophy of our firm, I would say, is single window. What I mean by that, for legal matters in Cyprus internationally, our approach to the legal practice is to focus exclusively on providing an effective and value-added solution to our clients' affairs. Our law practice services are tailored to our clients' needs, aiming to achieve their unique objectives, providing a new value proposition.
Andrea, thank you. Let's focus on our presentation here today, and thank you for again taking some time today to be with us, everyone. We've given this presentation before, and but I think it's very timely at this point in time to again focus on Greece and Cyprus and why Greece and Cyprus are such great venues for outside investments. Can you, Dimitri, first to you, and then Andrea, I'm gonna ask you to answer the same question. Why Greece? Why Cyprus now? Why do business in each of those countries now? What is so compelling, and why are there such unique opportunities now in Greece and Cyprus to invest and to do business?
Well, thank you, Sakis. Very good question, a very important one. I will name three significant factors as we believe. The first one is European Union. As known, Greece is a member of the European Union since 1980. It's one of the rather old member states. And European Union offers a kind of passport to any non-EU interested investor or anyone who wants to make business in Greece by means of the freedom of capital and other freedoms within the EU. A part of that freedom and significant factor regarding stability, regarding high level of legislation and maintenance throughout the years, which is a very significant point because it requests a high level of monitoring of developments, and therefore Greece can be regarded as a safe jurisdiction on the legislative part, at least. A part of that EU passport is a golden visa. If I may allow, I will revert on that point because we are the #1 law firm representing clients interested in golden visa. So summarizing, the fact that Greece is within the EU for a number of years is a point of stability. #2, there is a very strong US interest in investing in Greece. We have seen that in Skaramaga shipyards. We've seen that in various privatizations of ports, Kavala, Alexandroupoli. We can very much see that based on the overall geographical and strategic, and also, if you may say, the political factor that plays a role, Greece remains a significant point of the US interest as we in Primerus and as we represent mainly US clients. So the over the time interest of US interest into Greece of investors coming from the US is a very significant point regarding Greece. And the third issue is the financial crisis. I don't know whether you will revert on that point. And I have to say that the key word of that, coming from psychology, is framing. This is a key word that it has been used in economic psychology and economics generally. Most people may think that, well, Greece has been severely hit by the financial crisis, maybe not the time, or maybe things are very bad nowadays. No, to the contrary. If you frame things positively, and if you see the developments, the opportunities that may arise from what is the today's status in Greece, I can prove you, and perhaps we may talk later on that issue, because it's very important that this is the time, a very correct and appropriate time for investing and doing business in Greece, because Greece is now coming back, is returning, and it is very much developing out of a very severe financial crisis which lasted about 10 years or so. So this summarizing these three factors: European Union, the continuous US interests in Greece, and the end of the financial crisis are very significant issues due to which this time, we believe, it's an opportunity to do business in Greece.
And Andrea, what about Cyprus? I mean, do you find the same situation there, that there are unique business opportunities in Cyprus as well? And do you work with Greece and your colleagues in Greece to implement certain strategies and create certain investment opportunities in Cyprus?
Sakis, thank you very much for the question. Let me introduce firstly Cyprus as a jurisdiction, because I understand that some of our audience may not be aware of Cyprus as a jurisdiction. So thank you very much for this question. Let me say firstly that Cyprus has long established itself as a thriving business hub with a vast array of investment opportunities in key growth sectors of the economy. The island's ideal strategic location, advanced infrastructure, and high quality of life do not only represent key reasons to relocate and live on the island, but are also at the heart of the investor's choice to invest in Cyprus. The island is an ideal investment gateway to the European Union, as well as a portal for investment outside the EU, particularly in the Middle East, India, and China. As a member of the wider EU and Eurozone community, Cyprus ensures safety and stability for investors, while also offering the market access to more than 500 million EU citizens. Cyprus indeed has all the right ingredients to maintain a strong and resilient economy. Due to its small size, productive labor force, business-friendly and flexible government. Our country's competitive advantages, I would say, are significantly enriched by a robust and transparent legal and regulatory framework, and an attractive tax regime, which offers a wide range of incentives and advantages both for legal and natural persons.
Fantastic. Okay, I'm sorry.
System needed to be pointed out that is based on English common law principles, is widely recognized as a business-friendly and effective system that ensures transparency and reliability in business practices, offering, let's say, foreign businesses a familiar and reliable framework within which to operate. Cyprus' legal system is also fully compliant with the EU and Financial Action Task Force on money laundering, OECD, FATCA, etc. Moreover, Cyprus offers an attractive and transparent tax regime, fully compliant with the EU and OECD and international laws and regulations, providing access to an extensive network of more than 60 double tax treaties and maintaining a corporate tax rate of 12.5%, one of the lowest in the EU. I would say some of the main features of the Cyprus tax system include the dividend participation exception, the exemption on disposal of securities like shares, bonds, debentures, no withholding taxes, no succession taxes, no capital gain tax, a very attractive IP regime, and this is something that I will come back again, and a tonnage tax for shipping companies.
And Andrea, I also noticed that many of your lawyers there are multilingual. I think one of them speaks Russian, yes. the other one speaks German, and I think you're multilingual yourself. Does that mean that you see investments from other countries such as Russia or Germany in Cyprus, or what are you seeing there?
Definitely, traditional investors markets, let's say, would be the CIS countries, Russia, Ukraine, etc. But recently, we've seen a lot of investments from the US, from the EU, and from Asia, not only China, but from the Middle East, etc.
Oh, that's fantastic. Andrea, we just heard about, you just gave us a great summary of the tax structure there in Cyprus. It's definitely very favorable. But Dimitri, what about in Greece? I mean, is it as favorable as in Cyprus? And what does the future hold in Greece for the in terms of taxation? Do you see taxes lowered further to attract investments? What do you see in there?
Well, Greece, in the circumstances, has very good tax rates, although not those such as Cyprus, Bulgaria, and perhaps other neighbor countries. And the reason for this is the very bad financial crisis that we face over the latest year. However, a significant point, if you see and you carefully look during the past 3-4 years, you can see significant deductions and decreases of tax rates. For example, the income tax rate was 29% in 2016, and today is 24%. The dividends tax rate was 15%, and today is 5%. Also, the royalties tax rates are about 15 to 20%. And last year, also, the social security contributions are falling down. The summary and the point I would like to make is that although Greece cannot be proud of very low tax rates relatively to other countries, its tax rates are decreasing. However, the important factor is not this alone. An important factor for any investor is high level of security, stability, and know-how. And Greece has the know-how on corporate issues. For example, has the know-how, I don't know where you would like us to discuss the various corporate types and so on, has the know-how of keeping corporations and performing all kinds of aspects regarding business issues. A significant point, and this relates to Cyprus, is that traditionally, due to the geographical and other ethnic relations,
right? We're all Greek. We're all Greek people, obviously. Cyprus and Greece.
Exactly, and many investments into Greece are coming through Cypriot companies due to the very low tax rates in Cyprus, and also the EU backup that Cyprus has, which is not Panama, Liberia, and so on. You understand? It's very common that in the tax structure, the investors to combine Cypriot companies for investments into Greece. And
now, I heard some commentators, Dimitris, say that they're looking at Greece perhaps as the next Silicon Valley of Southeastern Europe. Is that an exaggeration, or is that where Greece is heading? I mean, does Greece have the structure and the brain power to become a dynamic Silicon Valley type of country where you have all kinds of innovations? Is that possible? Or am I just reading something that's just a fairy tale?
Well, let me tell you, we believe yes. Why?
Why?
We believe that? For a variety of reasons, which are objective reasons and justifiable. The one of them, and very important, is that, I mean, finally and eventually, the current government that we have understands very much your point. And since it has been elected, it showed significant efforts towards digitalization, for example, of the public administration, reducing bureaucracy, setting up investment opportunities and grants and laws that support investing and so on. There is a huge privatization program of the relevant fund, the privatization fund, which covers a variety of assets, from many assets regarding real estate, and this relates to the golden visa part, which I believe we will talk about that later on. From ports, regarding, I mean, the latest, the ex-Athens airport,
Right.
Ellinikon, is a huge investment currently, after various obstacles it faced due to the previous governments, as it appears now.
Time permitting, I do want to go back to that Ellinikon project,
Okay.
because that was the former airport in Athens, and now they're doing a massive reconstruction there with all kinds of new developments. But I do want to get back to that. But I do want to ask one more question, and then get back to Andrea in a second. But what specific fields or industries do you believe are attractive for investment purposes in Greece at this point? Is it energy? Is it hospitality? Where do you see the greatest potential for U.S. investors in Greece? And then I'm going to ask the same question to Andrea. So Andrea, while Dimitris answering that, just think about that and what you're seeing in Cyprus. So what specific fields do you see the greatest potential, and where are you steering your clients to invest? That is outside of Greece. Where are you steering your clients?
Well, sorry.
Sorry, it's a question for me or for?
First you, Dimitri, and then Andrea.
Okay, thank you. Yes. Thanks a lot, because I was going to say that the privatization program covers a variety of fields. Energy is a very important field. Hotel industry, real estate, also small businesses, and a variety of topics depending on the level of funds that a prospective investor wants to invest. The significant point, which is worth stressing out, is that investments do not require big money. The variety of opportunities cover any kind of amount that anyone wants to invest, for low value real estate to medium or big money needed for infrastructure, for example. Investment into energy projects is a very significant field in which we have a great expertise as well. So in order to summarize, we have to stress out that currently in Greece, also due to the financial crisis, because there has been a decrease in the valuation of assets, which gave the opportunity for prospective investors to have the ability to choose and to buy rather cheap, if I may say so, assets that can be exploited throughout the years. So hotel industry, tourism, real estate, and energy are among the fields.
Andrea, what about in Cyprus? What are you seeing there? What are the greatest potentials for investment in Cyprus?
Thank you, Sakis. Cyprus offers potential in both traditional and emerging, I would say, economic sectors, continuously innovating and enhancing its portfolio. Traditional sectors such as shipping, tourism, real estate, and financial services have been the key driving forces, I would say, of the island economy for years. However, new sectors such as energy, investment funds, startups, education, and filming offer new opportunities for investment. Tourism, I would say tourism, regarding tourism is well known that Cyprus infrastructure and hotels is something that we've seen the last years developing. Cyprus has numerous prestigious awards and one of the best climates worldwide. Most blue flags per capita in the EU. Real estate, we've seen increase in sale contracts and building permits, increase in properties sold to international investors, attractive intensives, and hotel acquisitions.
So from what I'm hearing from both of you, I'm hearing energy and I'm hearing hospitality, and I'm also hearing that there's a inflow of investments from different countries. That's what I'm hearing essentially. I mean, is that correct? I mean, that's what I'm hearing. That's where the opportunities seem to be.
Yes, exactly, Sakis. In regards to the energy sector, the startups and innovation and filming, I would say the last years we've seen robust investments in Cyprus in this sector. Just to mention Total, any noble delek in energy due to the natural gas discoveries. In regards to the startups and IT, we provide innovation ecosystem and tax incentives regarding the investment into the innovation field. And filming is a new industry introduced with a new legislation the last year. And we've seen the first international film from Hollywood, say, last year with Nicolas Cage. So in Cyprus, so I believe, yes, the future is here, and there is a room for international investments.
Okay, fantastic. So Andrea, back to you again. And I'm going to ask the same question to Dimitri. So I'm convinced I want to invest in Cyprus. How do I start that? How do I start the process? How long would it take for me to perhaps set up a company there? Or how does that work? How do I enter the Cyprus market as an investor from the US or even from Europe?
As I already said, Cyprus as a business hub is very friendly to investors, meaning that the process is firstly after the first screening of the client, of the investor, and after the checklist, the AML, etc., the investor may proceed to the registration of a company in 1 week. Could be 100% owner of the company, director as well, and can immediately start operating, investing, etc.
Dimitri, same question to you. What is the process like for an outside investor to come into Greece from the US or from Europe? That is, I know Greece is in Europe, obviously, but other parts of Europe, such as Germany or France. What's the process of someone to start investing in Greece? And how long is that process to start a company?
To start a company. Thank you for the topic, because I have really very good news. Greece transformed the basic corporate types during the recent years. And from the time that one would need to wait for months to establish a corporation, a company, now things are really very speed up. And within a week or so, you may have a company established in Greece. However, provided that all documents are being notarized, apostille, translated, and so on. So once the preparatory work has been done, then there are one-stop stops that for anyone to form a company. And if I have time, and I would like very much to stress out the three very important and flexible corporate times that Greece has nowadays and can offer to investors as corporate vehicles. There are 2+1, if I may say. The two are the traditional types that Greece had for many, many years. The company limited liability with the shares, what everyone knows as a shareholding company with board of directors, general meeting. The law regulating that limited liability company with shares has been changed after about 100 years. It was changed in 2018, and it's in effect about 2 years now. It is very flexible. It takes into account technology. Many things happen in the corporate life. The company lives without any physical presence. Almost everything can be done over internet. Board of directors meeting, general meeting of shareholders, everything has been simplified. The capital has been simplified as well, just 25,000 euros. Make a parenthesis, more money are needed for special types of companies, investment companies, and so on. However, 25,000 euros is the minimum capital for a shareholding company, with very flexible organs and very flexible structure. The other traditional type is the limited liability without shares, what we call EPE. Again, the law covering that has been changed dramatically, very positively, and we have a flexible vehicle there with an administrator. It may be a single person company like the Société Anonyme as well. Capital requirement, 0. Capital may be in kind or cash, flexible approach, and again, one-stop shop incorporation. The third type is the modern type, the so-called IKE. One can name it that private shareholding company is a combination of a company limited liability with shares or with company parts, NP, a flexible vehicle established by private documents, and very flexible regarding the participation. It may be work, it may be capital, it may be in-kind contributions with €1 minimum capital. So an investor, to summarize, has pretty flexible vehicles and low-cost vehicles to enter into the Greek market by a corporate entity. A last point to be added to the previous discussion about investment opportunities and fields and so on. I have to mention two issues, very, very significant ones. The one is that many startups are being acquired by Americans, by Germans, by Italians, mostly from EU and the US. Startups, Greeks, I wouldn't say why, have the mentality to create. I mean, we believe, perhaps it's not true, but we believe very much. This is shown, however, in practice that we are a creative nation. So many startups are being created and they're immediately or shortly after their life acquired. So it's a very significant business there when you can buy cheap, clever ideas for exploitation. And the last point is that now we have a very modern and for the first time program to attract people that want to be Greek tax residents by paying a minimum lump sum amount, low amount, and move their taxation into Greece, either before retirement or after retirement. For retirees, for pensioners, another program is running to attract to the very good weather and climate in Greece, people from other jurisdictions and worse climate conditions that want to be benefit spherically, to have very low tax regime and with enjoyment of a very good weather, the Greek weather. Thank you.
That is absolutely true. There's no better weather than Greece. Thank you, Dimitri. We have about 15 minutes to go in our presentation, and we may have some questions, but let's see how much we can cover in the last 15 minutes. But going back to Andrea, as you know, we're in the middle of this pandemic now. Hopefully things will get much better next year, but there are travel restrictions in Greece, and I imagine in Cyprus as well. Does a US investor or a European investor have to travel to Cyprus or to do business? Tell us a little bit about that. I mean, can the business be done over the internet? Tell us how you're practicing law now with your international clients. And I'm going to have the same question for you, Dimitri, but Andrea, go ahead and address that, please.
Sakis, indeed. Unfortunately, the situation of the COVID-19 impact our businesses and the industry in general. So we have to adapt the new normal, the new normality. So in this respect, everything working remotely in Cyprus, in the office, in the industry, in the world in general. So there is no need for the client to travel. There is no need for the client to physically be here in Cyprus in order to invest, in order to register a company, even to proceed to more deep investments in the industry. So I would say that this is something that the impact is not only in our industry, not in Cyprus or Greece, but all over the world. And we have to be able to adapt the new normality and to be flexible, finding the proper solution to serve the client's needs.
And you're finding that you're able to do that remotely, correct? I mean, you can do it through
Correct.
all kinds of different communication means. The client does not have to travel to Cyprus to do business.
Correct.
Dimitri, is that the case with you as well?
Well, it has been the case before COVID-19. I'm about 30 years at Bahas Gramatidis law firm. I mean, I can say for sure that I served clients which they never been into Greece for many, many years now. Now technology has offered us additional opportunities of doing so. So everything can be done remotely. It could be done in the past and can be done easier now with the help of the technology. And yes, I confirm that COVID-19 is no obstacle at all regarding businesses, regarding communications, regarding investments, regarding all kinds of necessary actions that one has to do to perform any activities from outside Greece to Greece. So there is no, I believe, and I can assure that there is no obstacle at all. The only issue is that we have to accommodate ourselves with COVID-19. We have to take the precautions needed to stay safe and healthy. And apart from that, business as usual. I can verify and confirm that, I mean, since February, March, early this year, we faced that in the beginning, we took the measures, the needed measures, and today we can do every action as before. So
that's fantastic.
The COVID-19 cannot be considered an obstacle in investing into Greece.
Fantastic. We have about 10 more minutes. Kelly, I'm not sure if we have any questions, but if anyone does have any questions, please feel free to place them on the screen or in the chat box, and we can address those questions. But if we don't have any questions, I do want to go back to Andrea for now and ask you, Andrea, the following question. I mean, let's say I'm convinced that Cyprus is a great place to invest in. 5 years from now, will I be able to divest myself of that investment, and how does that process work?
Sakis, we have to admit that due to the pandemic, is the time to invest. Is the time to invest either in Cyprus, in Greece, in Europe, in distressed assets, in restructuring, etc. So Cyprus is a jurisdiction that an investor can choose to proceed to the investment either in Cyprus, either in Greece. I do believe that in 5-year time, the investors that will invest in Cyprus in the industries and sectors that I mentioned, like shipping, technology, real estate, I do believe that will benefit at the end.
And Dimitri, the same question to you. I mean, 5 years from now, let's say an investor does invest in Greece. How would they be able to divest themselves if they decide to do that? And is that an issue, or do you anticipate that being an issue in the future?
Well, I will reply to this Before, however, I would like to point out for a minute what I mentioned at the very beginning, the Golden Visa program, which is a very significant one. We have to touch this. Anyone listening to us must be aware of that. We have assisted thus far about 5,000 non-EU residents in acquire a permanent residence in Greece through the Golden Visa program. It's a very competitive program. It requires about 250,000 euros investment into Greece, and it covers not only the investor, but the family members and others when depending on the kind of investment. Now, Golden Visa is very significant because it relates to your question, and also to your question relates to what we discussed thus far. EU, stability, a low valuation of assets in Greece, significant legislative changes, political way of thinking that facilitates investing, also the recognition of Greece as a safe harbor today to invest and recognize opportunities. I very much believe that any potential investor can find opportunities, can find assets that can bring up significant benefits to him over a 5-year period, based on your question, or even earlier than that. As mentioned at the very beginning, framing is a key word. Framing, one will have to balance cost benefits, to look into opportunities without bias, to look objectively, and there I believe she can determine and find really opportunity or investing opportunities in Greece today.
No, I agree with you. I do believe that the future of both Greece and Cyprus are bright. I do believe that the fortunes of the Greek and the Cypriot people are rising, and God willing, we'll be through this pandemic soon. But before we end, let me ask you one other question. You mentioned competition, Dimitri. I mean, you have other countries in the EU, obviously, right? You have Bulgaria, you have all these countries around Greece. They may be offering better tax structures, or better or more lower tax structures to do the same thing, to bring in new companies. I mean, do you foresee that Greece is going to lower its tax structure even more? To be even more competitive, because from what I understand, some countries in the EU, very close to Greece, their tax structure is about 5 to 10%. Do you foresee that happening to attract more investments in Greece?
A very good point to close. I made a hint earlier. Money is not perhaps the most significant value in life. Because Greece has people. Greece has know-how. Greece has expertise. Greece has safe conditions. Greece has been many more years in the EU than Bulgaria, for example, with all respect. And yes, the tax rates alone are greater. However, I very much believe that no reasonable investor was to only look to a tax rate before deciding where and how to invest. Other factors play perhaps equal and sometimes more significant role than how much the company is taxed. is a significant point, but not the only one. And I can say that in the circumstances, and if things develop in the future as they appear to develop, within 5-year time, Greece will be another country unless something like force majeure occurs, the COVID-19 continues. I don't believe it will continue forever, however.
I agree.
Yes. I mean, it will end up sometimes in the future. And
Correct.
I believe Greece has all perspectives within a reasonable political environment to very much progress.
I agree. And Andrea, we're almost there at our closing here. Please give us one takeaway, one or two takeaways for the audience here. And this is being recorded, so please give us one or two takeaways for anyone now who's viewing this, or anyone who may be seeing the recording of this presentation.
Sakis, if I would answering why Cyprus as a final, as a closing remark, I would say positive economic outlook, access to talent, access to EU and high growth markets, excellent regulatory and legal framework, strong business support services from the industry, low cost of doing businesses, and last but not least, attractive and transparent tax regime.
Fantastic, Andrea. And obviously, if anybody wants to get in touch with you, they can do that. They can Google your name and they'll find you, right? So, or they can go right into the Primerus website. You are the only Primerus lawyer in Cyprus. So thank you again for being part of this. And again, Dimitri, let me ask you the same question. One or two key takeaways, please, before we sign off here.
Yes, the key takeaways are summary of what said earlier: stability, transparency, expertise, know-how, perspectives, actions shown towards the correct way, great interest from abroad, acquisition of startups, privatization programs underway, golden visa with huge effect, investment opportunities, transformation of companies law, other significant factors regarding the overall structure of investing into Greece, low valuation of assets mentality, and field like energy, like real estate, for example, among others, with great opportunities. We are here. We are 24/7, 360. You can find us at our site, at Primerus, at our emails and calls and so on. We're very pleased to accommodate and to provide any replies to inquiries and related issues. Thank you.
Fantastic. Dimitri, thank you so much. And I want to thank everyone for joining us for this presentation, and also for Primerus for putting this presentation together. And my takeaway from this presentation is that I believe that the best days are ahead for Greece and for Cyprus. Both countries have had very illustrious histories. Everybody knows that. But I believe the best days of Greece and Cyprus are ahead of us. So I have great hope for both countries. And again, once this pandemic is over, Dimitri and Andrea, I hope to see you personally at another Primerus event. And Kelly, thank you so much for coordinating this presentation. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Max. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.